Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Zulkarnain and I'm the founder of Deeds in 60 Seconds. Now this is a project which I set up to first of all help myself and inshallah help you guys to practice very simple, easy, good deeds, because we all live very hectic, busy lifestyles and we always find it very difficult to do that. So what I did, I set up this page full of easy, simple, good deeds that we can do on a consistent basis to make those small changes within ourselves and inshallah have a more of a global impact and change the world 60 seconds our time. Now, this short video, I just want to share with you a few tips that I use to help myself be energized and motivated in Ramadan. Especially now, especially when it's in the summertime and it's in the UK and it's 18 or 19 hours. It's not an easy fast, so how can we make the most of our time during this blessed month? So let me give you 3 small steps that I do, and it's very easy to remember if you remember the acronym MDC. Now, M stands for having a positive mindset. So it's not our, it is our decisions that we make and not the conditions which determine our success. It's a very important sentence. Because what you'll see a group of young people and they're walking around like they're quite lethargic, they're quite tired, and as though they haven't eaten for like 2 weeks. And it's only been about, what, 16, 17 hours? Big deal. So you can have this sort of victim mentality and follow suit. Or you can have the alternative. The alternative is having this victory mentality of Ramadan, because most of the big events were reserved for Ramadan. Let me give you an example which we all know about. And that example is the Battle of Badr. The victory came in Ramadan. So what I say is have this positive mindset and don't accept this victim mentality that many people have, but do accept this victory mentality of Ramadan. Now let me give you an example which you may not have heard before, and it's an example of a young person called Roger Bannister. Now prior to 1954, it was unknown to do 1 mile in 4 minutes. Now the whole world is saying to him, you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it. So what does Roger do? He's 25 years old and he breaks the record and he does 1 mile in under 4 minutes. Now, if you think that's amazing, let me share with you something even more amazing. In the same year, many people also broke that record. So what happened? Did they miraculously overnight develop this extra physical strength to be able to do this? No, they had a change in their mindset to think, yes, I can do this. So that's the first point, is having a positive mindset and having that can-do attitude and never ever be limited by other people's limitations. So the second step of this acronym MDC, the D stands for dua, making heartfelt dua from the time that you wake up in the morning. The time that you wake up in the morning, appreciate your blessings. What are the first thoughts that come to mind? Do you thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Do you make the dua for the morning? Do you thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for your surroundings, for your family, for the peace, for the tranquility, for the fact that you can see, the fact that you can eat the food, you can taste the food? And the food at the suhoor time, even if it's a small amount of food, a glass of water, a bit of fruit, it has a lot of blessings and barakah in that food. And it will give you the energy that you need for the day. So what do you do at that time? This time is full of mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a time ripe to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to make the day beneficial, to make this day count, so that when we stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment, we're like, Alhamdulillah, this day was a good day for me. So that's the second point. The first point, having this positive mindset. And the second point is making heartfelt, sincere dua at the time of suhoor. Now, if you want to know more about how to make sincere dua, then I would advise that you check out a course by Sheikh Muhammad Al-Sharif called Vision Air. It will give you fantastic tips to link your dua with your dreams to achieve whatever you like to achieve. Now, my final point is to have consistency in actions. So what does that mean? We want to have discipline in our time, discipline in our routine, because during Ramadan we want to improve on a daily basis, because the time is very precious, so we don't want to waste any time. Now, a nice little tip that I use for myself is I group my days into, say, 4 or 5 day chunks or 4 or 5 day groups. And during that time, I'll be very strict with my schedule. So I'll have a plan of how many prayers I want to pray in the masjid, whether I want to be on the front row, what kind of dhikr I want to do, what kind of good deeds I want to do, the light iftar that I want to have, and even exercising. Yes, exercising just before you open your iftar is fantastic to give you that energy boost. So I'll have this very strict schedule. Now on day 5, I will celebrate those 4 days. So I may relax that schedule. I may have a bigger iftar. I may see family and friends. I may pray to Taraweeh at home. Whatever it is, you reward yourself. Now psychologically, this is much easier than having a disciplined schedule for 30 days. So what you do, you have a disciplined schedule for 4 days. So it makes it much more manageable and achievable to do. Because Ramadan is a gift. It is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so that we can come close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why it's such an important gift. So how can I make sure that I benefit during Ramadan? It's very simple. Ask yourself this one very powerful question every single day. At the end of the day, ask yourself, did I improve? Did I come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Because if you didn't, then the next day change your actions until you find your best fit, so that you can say, yes, I did come closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because the aim is that we become better people outside of Ramadan than when we first entered into Ramadan. That's the whole purpose of Ramadan. And those 3 tips, having a positive mindset, making the dua at the time of suhoor, and having consistency in action will inshallah give you a very productive and very joyful Ramadan. And I make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you all have a fantastic Ramadan. And inshallah, if you like this video, share it with family, share it with friends, remember us in your du'as, and likewise the Deeds in 60 Seconds team, we will remember you in our du'as. Jazakallah khair for listening. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.